In today's video, we're going to be talking about my top 5 penny stocks to watch under a dollar. Part 11, I think. Maybe 10 or 11. I can't remember the number, but that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's begin. But before we begin, it's also going to be on the title, Aurora Sports from UFC. The partnership, I came across this website thanks to a member on my, thanks to one of my YouTubers, comments. He told me about this website, and I thought I would, put it in my video. It's interesting. Aurora Sports, I think this is going to sell very well. They're already starting to advertise this on the mats at the UFC. So I think when this comes out, it's going to sell like hotcakes. And if Aurora attached the name to the Aurora Sports, now all the American shareholders, which is 600,000 Robinhood holders, can support Aurora by buying this drink. And I think Aurora is going to do very well in the United States when they do launch this product. And it's coming fast, coming soon. And coming strong, and I will be covering it as soon as I hear any more news regarding Aurora Sports. Aurora is going to have an amazing 2020. That's what I truly believe, and right now it's still an opportunity, but of course the stock price could go down lower, so you always gotta remember that there's a possibility Aurora stock could go down lower. Of course I wanted to go down lower because I have money ready to buy more stock as it keeps going down, because I believe in Aurora right now, and I'm so, like, my fundamental beliefs in Aurora is very strong. But again, whales move the market and short sellers, and so if they want to move the market down, they will. Retail investors are like, I guess a lot of retail investors combined could be a whale in a sense, but ultimately one whale is worth more than all the retail consumers, all the retail investors combined. And there are multiple whales out there. Like, there could be like 10 to 20 whales out there. There's lots and lots of money in the United States, and if Aurora can execute on a strategy, execute on a plan, and show investors, show the whales that Aurora is going to be profitable, they're going to be growing strong, and they're going to have a solid plan and execution, the whales will come back, pump the stock up, and all the retail investors will be super happy. But Aurora has to succeed. And I'm a strong supporter of Aurora. I buy a lot of their products. I also invest in their company. So I'm hoping Aurora goes up. But at the same time, I would like to go down further because I have secured more money to be investing more into Aurora, because I want to have a stronger position in Aurora. Maybe one day I will show off my position when I'm a millionaire again. But at the moment, I'm not. So, I still got to update my member group, but, lack of motivation because I don't think anybody ever logs in there, and I'm just kind of getting free money right now. But, if you want to leave, you want to quit, I'm not against it. I really don't care. Anyways, the second subject about what we're going to talk about is Medmen. So there was a rumor going on. So disclosure, I do have a position in Medmen. But I think that Medmen stock's going to go down on Monday. But who knows? We'll see what happens. I think short sellers are trying to short Medmen stock to get them to go down lower and lower and lower. They're using Medmen's problems and, trying to get the stock price to go down lower. That's what I think that's happening right now. So, there was a leak on Jason Spadaford. He calls himself Wolf of Wall Street. He was big into T-God, and he basically essentially lost a lot of people a lot of money because T-God, he was talking good positively about T-God when it was in the $3, and T-God went all the way down to 75 cents. So he, you can't really trust this guy because he's gone wrong. He's gone things wrong. And I honestly, you shouldn't even trust anybody on the internet. You should only believe in yourself. You should use the information he uses and keep following him and see how correct he is. Because there are times that he's been wrong, and I've been following this guy. He's been wrong before, and he's been right before. Not everybody is right all the time. Sometimes they're wrong, sometimes they're right. He's saying really bad things about Medmen. And you know, he's the one that started the rumors, and Grizzly expanded upon this on this news. And then so you know, Grizzlies is the only one that basically talking about Medmen going bankrupt. No other article out there is, you know, Medmen effectively bankrupt. You know, October 29, 2019. Did Medmen just go bankrupt on January 18, 2020? So now I want to give my consensus on the Medmen going bankrupt. So not too long ago, I don't know what the date of this was, but I think this was January 14th, they closed $78 million senior secured term loan. And then on top of that, they raised an additional $20 million. It was supposed to be $27 million, but they scaled back to $20 million to prevent dilution. So they raised effectively $98 million. Plus, not too long ago, they sold their non-core asset. They sold the Illinois dispensaries, their assets, and they sold their Illinois manufacturing and cultivation license in Illinois, and they generated additional $54 million on top of raising another $98 million. So they basically raised $150 million in the course of 1 or 2 months, and yet, you know, there's news that's saying that Medmen goes bankrupt. To me, it makes no sense. Medmen raised $150 million, and talking about bankruptcy. No, it makes no sense to me. But again, you know, maybe this onto something. But I just gotta remind you, Grizzly did try to attempt to short True Eve. And they also put out an article saying that Aurora is heading into technical bankruptcy. So do you really trust Grizzly? I don't know. I just, you know, it's a possibility. But for now, I think that, you know, shorts are attacking Medmen, and there's a possibility Medmen can go down to like 30 cents. The lower it goes, the higher return on investment it becomes, especially if you think Medmen can turn itself around, dig itself out of its hole. Basically, right now, what's happening is Medmen is getting kicked while it's down. Basically, you know, Medmen's already been beat up by the market, and now they're just not stopping. They're just still wailing on Medmen, beating it up and bringing the stock price down. So, you know, that's how things are in the market. You know, you beat a dead horse, you beat it until it's like there's nothing left. And that's what they're doing to Medmen. So at least that's what I think. You know, this is just pure speculation on my part. But anyways, now on to my top 5 stocks. I always like to go back to when I talked. Okay, so my first stock was High Tide. I've said 18 cents. I said that this was I thought this was a good price. I had shares at the moment, but I sold out my shares, and the stock went from, you know, 18 cents all the way up to 25 cents. And then, you know, from 16 cents to 25 cents, you would have made almost a 50% return on investment if you sold right now. I mean, you could keep holding on, gamble that the stock can go up, you know, to 40 cents, which could be a possibility. But, you know, I say at 40 cents, it won't go any higher unless the company has some amazing news in the pipeline. But you never know in the market. You know, anything's possible. But High Tide, I think the best possibility is 40 cents. There's also a chance that it could also drop back to 16 cents, which would make it a buying opportunity again. But we'll see what happens moving forward. That's what I feel about for high tide. Second is Fire and Flower. Fire and Flower, I said 92 cents. I had shares at the time when I was talking about it. I do not have any shares now. I sold out of my Fire and Flower position for a profit. But you would have made a nice coin if you bought it at 92 cents and you sold it at, that would have been a 22% return on investment, which is really hard to do sometimes in the market. But that's a pretty decent return, 22% return on investment. Could it go higher? Absolutely. Could it go lower? Yep, that's a possibility too. But it does look like it's starting to uptrend, so that is a positive sign. Chesapeake Energy was a one that, I did tell you to be extremely careful about this company because, I said that there's a possibility it could go out at 95 cents. But it went the exact opposite, down to 66 cents. Right now, it looks like an attractive price point. Again, it could go down lower, risk versus reward. And there's you guys also got to remember that there's a possibility it could get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. It's an extreme gamble, but it could, it could pay off handsomely, especially if it went back to closer to $1. I think, I don't think, the reason why I'm slightly bullish on Chesapeake Energy is not because it's a awesome company. It's because I believe rich people will not let Chesapeake Energy get delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. So I do believe that one day we could see Chesapeake go out of the penny range to the dollar range, so they can be prevented from delisting from the New York Stock Exchange. But I could totally be wrong, and it could totally be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. I thought CanTrust was going to be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, but it never happened, and instead it went back up to over $1. Now it's $1.18. So that would have been a huge opportunity if you took it and said that I don't think CanTrust will get delisted. Just like simply what I think about Chesapeake Energy. My fourth stock was Liberal Health Science. I said 59 cents at the time, and the stock right now is 66 cents. You would have made a nice coin, and I think that there's a possibility that Liberal Health Science could continue to move to the upside. Third stock was Slang. 37 cents. Right now it's at 39 cents, but I gotta remind you that it went all the way up to 48 cents. If you sold out at 48 cents and then rebought at 39 cents, you would have did a really nice swing trade there. But moving forward, I still believe that there's a possibility Slang can move to the upside. But it would depend on the market. If the market is overall bullish, money will eventually slide into Slang and move the stock price up, and you could make a decent amount of money. But the entire market has to be bullish. So now on to my top 5 stocks to pick for. There's one thing. You know how I said this was the Aurora edition? I really thought at the time Aurora would go onto $1. I was drooling. I was like, oh, please let it happen. Because I had money ready and I wanted to buy into Aurora if it went to below $1 US. But it never happened, and I'm sad now. But, it's still a really good price to buy Aurora at, even right now, at least my opinion only. So, But now on to my top 5 stocks. My first one would be Medmen. Of course, I don't recommend anybody buying this. I'm just saying that watch this. They're gonna sink this stock on Monday. The short sellers, they're gonna sink this stock down to 50 cents, and then it's gonna bounce. So I think there's gonna be a lot of volatility in Medmen, and I think you could be making a nice, swing trade plays. Possibly even day trade plays off Medmen, because I think what happens, Medmen's gonna crash, and then people are gonna buy it up, and then they're gonna sell it, and it's gonna crash again. It's just that's what I think. So possibly a good swing trade action coming up for Medmen here. Of course, I think it can go down lower. I think Medmen is going to make new lows, but I think that at the same time you can be making some big bang for buck swing trading Medmen. That's my opinion. This is again, none of this is financial advice. I make this for pure entertainment purposes and just giving out my thoughts on stocks. So my second pick is Oxley. I think Oxley, when they announce earnings, similar like Aurora, I think Oxley is going to skyrocket. I think Oxley, think about it. Oxley right now is generating $1 million plus. What happened if they generated $20 million? Where do you think the stock price is heading? Right now it's worth $461 million. They have a partnership deal, with a tobacco company, and if Oxley if Oxley made the same money as Organigram with a high gross margin because they're selling edible products in the market, I think Oxley could easily trade in the $+ range. I still have shares of this. I'm still long on this, and if it ever dips in price, I'm definitely loading up more shares on Oxley. I believe that Oxley will be a high return on investment. My second pick, oh yeah, disclosure, I do have a position in Medmen. Just letting you guys know, I'm not, I don't, how much, not going to disclose. I could sell my position anytime, and I could rebuy back into my position anytime. If the stock goes down to 30 cents, I'm not going to stop myself from buying it, because I honestly think that this is a FUD right now that's being attacked by Medmen, similar to Aurora, and they're just trying to kick the horse when it's already down. Oxley is, I already talked about Oxley. Third pick is Inner Spirit. Inner Spirit Holdings. Inner Spirit's holding, I still think it's a very attractive price point here, but I don't think it can go any higher than 20 cents. But I do believe in the future we will see Oxley back to 20 cents. Will it go higher than 20 cents? I have no idea, but I believe that we will see Oxley back at least 20 cents. I think, Inner Spirits. I think Oxley should go out and buy out Inner Spirits, because if we look at Inner Spirits market cap, it's worth, $24 million, and Oxley already owns 15% of Inner Spirits, and Oxley can easily buy out Inner Spirits or even invest more money into Inner Spirits, especially down at these prices, and then eventually in the future integrate Inner Spirits with Oxley together and own the distribution and the production side of the MJ space. And that would be awesome. I do have a position in the Spirits, and if it goes, below 10 cents, I might add on to my position because I still believe in it. So that's my third stock. My fourth stock is T-Guard, the Green Organic Dutchman. I believe that the Green Organic Dutchman will be at least tradable. I think, if the market is bullish, I think T-Guard could at least go back to $1. And, that's still a pretty decent return on investment. And then my last stock, the most gambly one of all, and I do not have a position in T-Guard or Zena. I think that Zena could possibly go back to 20 cents and give you a 25% return on investment. It's going to be interesting when I make this video again next month. What I talked about Zena, see if Zena moves anywhere. Zena is very high risk, but also high return, because you never know, right? Tilray could come in and say, oh, we'll buy you out for $1 a share, and people who have it at 16 cents will be like, yeah, we just made a ton of money. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.